The ultimate fishing experience is brought to you by Lund Boats. This week on the ultimate fishing experience, we're off on an urban adventure of a different sort. As millions of weekend anglers head out of cities, traveling hundreds of miles into the surrounding countryside, they often bypass and perhaps even cross over fantastic fishing opportunities lying mere minutes from their doorsteps. This is where we find Bill Sherck and Perry Good enjoying a close-to-home angling excursion in the heart of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. Well known for its picturesque lakes lying in the shadows of skyscrapers, the Twin Cities metropolitan area also boasts two major waterways twisting through its concrete jungle, the Mississippi and the Minnesota rivers. It's the end of the line for barges traveling north up the mighty Mississippi, whose journeys may have originated 2,000 miles southward where the river meets the Gulf of Mexico. Although surrounded by bustling freeways and a steady stream of air traffic overhead, the river's hidden back channels are more reminiscent of a far-off wilderness than urban landscape, providing sanctuary for birds, fish, and Bill and Perry alike.
You know what that is? Bud. It's awesome.
So it's time to turn down the off-ramp, navigate past the barges and bridges, and find your own sanctuary where the twin flows of the Mississippi and Minnesota rivers meet along their journey to the sea.
I'm starting to worry we didn't buy enough minnows. This is getting really fun. Rigging up, it's time to fish. You know, it's funny, today we are just a couple of blocks from the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. And right here, there's so many resources that are overlooked.
I tell you what, Bill, just about every large metro area in the United States has a major river running through it. And many of them are very untapped, and we happen to have one of the best in the Mississippi right here, so let's go see what we can do.
Let's find out what it's all about. What's cool about the river, Perry, I think, is it's just an easy, diverse fishery. Go out, throw some jigs, and see what bites. There are hundreds of thousands of people who live within just 2, 3, 4 miles of this river. You take a jig, you take a crawler, you take some minnows, and you just go fishing.
Usually what I've found over the years is when the water is high, the fish will either be right up against the banks, you know, in little eddies and stuff, or they'll go way back in the creek channels. And basically all they're doing is following the bait. They'll be wherever the food is. So if we can figure out where the food is, we'll find the fish.
So, I don't know, what do we do? Just try pop a few spots and see what happens?
Yeah, you have to, when the water's up like this, you have to be creative, but it does, sometimes though with the high water, it actually makes fishing better. You can pinpoint where they're gonna be a little, they're just not scattered everywhere. They look for those current breaks, and so hopefully that works in our favor today.
With the high water in the main river, we thought we'd head to the backwaters and see what we'll find out of the heavy current. At least for now, we'll probe around, cast some jigs, and see what bites. It always amazes me how 1 minute you're driving in heavy traffic, then drop your boat in, make a short run, and boom, you're in a wilderness setting. It's like taking a step back in time. I half expect to see a fur trader paddle on by, a little oasis in a sea of hustle and bustle.
It's like the bayou. This is why this river is so cool. You leave the main channels and you find these little back spots, little lakes back here. You can see their fish busting up there. Let's get them, Perry.
One thing about the river, you never know what you're going to catch. There's carp and buffalo and gar, walleyes, smallies, largemouth. I'm suspecting there's going to be some nice crappies back, and there's a little lake that we're coming into back here, and I think there'll be some crappies back here. I tell you what, Bill, I'm marking a lot of fish here. There's some fish down here. I don't know what they are, but you got one.
How's that for time?
Boy, that was on cue.
What?
Good job. What is it?
Oh,
it's a walleye. Walleye.
This is what we're talking about. Holy cow. All right, so we come back into this tiny little spot here to chase crappies. And look what's eating crappie chicks.
Good job.
The river. Love it. Perry, that's exactly what we were talking about. You just never know in these rivers.
No.
Closed captioning brought to you by Mercury Marine, #1 on the water.
That feels bassy to me.
Need a net?
Almost for that.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at that. Perry's poaching my spot now. See that?
They're up over there.
Hey, Perry. That's what they look like, bud. Look at that.
That's a nice crappie.
Heck yeah, it is. So, walleyes, crappies. We're expecting a pike at some point, maybe a largemouth. Wow. You know what that is? It's awesome. I'm starting to worry we didn't buy enough minnows. This is getting really fun. Oh, oh, oh.
Got something here.
Whoa.
Oh, crappie.
Oh, nice crappie.
There we go.
Just get on the river. Find the little backwater spots. We've got a flood going on out there with not very good fishing, but look what this is doing. Fun.
Nice little crappie.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I tell you what, they're biting so finicky. I got a little flu jig on with a split shot up above it, and I'm just, for the most part, lifting it off the bottom, bringing it up a couple feet, holding it, and dropping it. We've seen a few suspended fish right now in the graph. There's actually a suspended one about 3 feet off.
Sorry, I couldn't wait on that one. Wow, that
good
fish just smoked it.
Really nice crappie.
Golly. So we're on the fish. With the new motor guide, the XI5, it's so cool. You get this anchor mode going. I just hit the button. Now we're locked in position. No anchor, no rope. That thing has a GPS and it's talking to the satellite, and it's going to keep us locked right in this spot, right on the fish.
Something good?
Ooh.
Ooh, nice one.
It
Need a
doesn't
net?
feel like a crappie. Might be a little wally. Not saying, just saying.
Ooh, ooh.
Oh,
A catfish.
Meow.
Another species.
Meow. Meow. Come here. What's up? Pussycat.
It's amazing. There's monster catfish in this river. I've seen 30, 40 pounders caught here.
Well, that right there is just more proof that there's a lot going on in this river. Wow.
Oh, there's one.
There's one. Oh! Was that fish up? Oh, that's a nice one. Good golly.
Beautiful crappie. Yeah, I actually had that one off the bottom a little bit. One thing when you're crappie fishing, a lot of these we're catching on the bottom right now, but I would say more times than not, crappies you'll find suspended
Yep.
off the bottom, so. Beautiful fish.
Wow.
I tell you what, a lot of times when you're crappie fishing, in fact, most of the time, I would usually use a flu like this or some type of plastic. But when the bite is tough like this, you know, I will use a crappie minnow or a fathead. If you're going after really big crappies, then you can go to a fathead. We're just using little crappie minnows like this. And this adds, you know, the little smell down there and just puts the odds in your favor. So today with the, you know, with the water dirty and stuff, we've elected to go with the crappie minnow. But I tell you what, right there, that's a crappie killing machine. You got one? Ooh, good one.
This one's staying down a little bit.
Bigger catfish.
Wow. Oh!
That was either a cat or a walleye, wasn't it?
I hope I didn't have a bad knot. I wasn't moving that fish at all though. He was just starting to go.
Although Perry and I could stay here all day in this quiet backwater catching crappies, we're kind of itching to head up towards the dam and see if we can crank up some smallies or jig up some walleyes. It will definitely be a change in scenery to say the least. But that's what's cool about fishing the river. A 5-minute drive and you're in a whole different world.
Well, Perry, I think we lost, well, I was gonna say I thought we were done, but look at this.
I'm catching up to you, Bill.
Let's get back out on the river.
All right,
do you
sounds like a good idea.
Man, I am ready for a break.
That was
What a
lot-
fun day of fishing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Well, Perry and I, of course, are fishing on the Mississippi River. And the magical part of what we're doing, we're fishing out of the crossover, the 1875 XS. As you can see, it's a great fishing machine. But the other part of this boat, it's a great family boat too. See the flip-up seats? These are not entry-level seats. These are big, comfortable seats. Other parts of the crossover, they finally figured out a double rod locker. Of course, in the floor, you can put skis in there, but you also can put in your long rods. Up front, basic rod locker, it'll hold 7-footers. And then up front, you've got the spot where you can throw the cushions. They're kind of push-in seats, so you can put people up front as well. This is just an all-around great fish and ski boat. Underneath, right here, this flips out. You've got your pole for skiing, and you've also got the bimini for those days when it gets a little rotten with the weather. You're protected, and your bimini's always in the boat. The crossover 1875 XS, a great fishing boat, and kind of a cushy one too. Perry, take me to the next spot, would you?
I'm ready.
As we leave our backwater crappie oasis to head up the river, you can feel the pace of the cities quicken. People busily working, building, tearing down, recycling, and then rebuilding. This stretch of river has seen a lot of change over the last 300 years since Father Hennepin reached the only falls on the Mississippi River. As Europeans settled in this area, the St. Anthony Falls became the focus of industry, powering sawmills and flour mills. Then, a series of dams were built to fight off erosion and for commercial navigation. Eventually, the falls disappeared. Obviously, all this had a great impact on the fishery. But recent water quality improvements and enhanced fisheries management resparked a great urban fishery with great opportunities, boat or no boat.
Calling our shots. We said that's where it's going to happen.
Come on, baby.
Harry.
Hey, Smalley.
Whoosh. Whoosh. Ooh. Man, that thing ate for a while.
What do we got here?
I don't know. But I kind of like how it's pulling. It's that jig that we found. How much fun is that? We pull up, say, you know what? This looks like it could be a good little...
Nice sheep egg.
Man.
Multi-species.
Now wait a second, I thought those were only in Green Bay.
Green Bay, they're much bigger.
Yes, they are. Son.
They're fun to catch.
Pretty little fish. Oh, we got a
smallie.
jumper.
Not too bad.
For us? No, that's great. Look at that. Oh.
They're tricky in this current.
Once you get them up.
Come on.
Oh, third time's the charm, buddy.
Yeah.
Good fish, man.
You know, even a little smallie like that's fun in the river. They get in that current and nice little fish.
Good job, buddy.
Got him on the old VMC jig.
He was below too, wasn't he?
Yeah. I tell you what, it's nice having that anchor mode. I mean, you come back here and net the fish, and we haven't, in this heavy current, we haven't moved at all.
Not an inch.
So you can go right back, and maybe there's another one right there.
Well, if there is, I'm sure you'll catch it. There's one other cool feature of this motor guide. We're locked in anchor mode right now, holding this seam. But say you get tired of fishing a spot and you want to move. This thing's got a jog feature. I just hit the arrow that direction. Now it's going to move us 5 feet over there. If I would have hit the arrow this way, 5 feet there. It allows you to cover water really efficiently and effectively without having to screw around with a bunch of controls.
Heading back down the river, we stop by Harriet Island. Seems we forgot to pack lunch. Thank goodness for a golf cart and an old St. Paul icon, Frank Calistro. He's got a surprise, but until he shows on the Harriet Island steps, I'm throwing crankbaits.
Oh, he's barely hooked.
Yes!
Look at where we're fishing. Nice. Oh, he was barely hooked.
Beautiful. Nice.
Now, you know what this is, Perry, don't you? That is a St. Paul eye. Look at this. Look at the backdrop, man. Harriet Island walleyes. All right, so how's this? We gotta put this guy back because we're fishing on our lunch spot. When you live, look at this. When you live in the big city, we have lunch, Perry, coming in a golf cart.
Oh, wow. There we go.
I guess we could have kept the walleye for a shore lunch, but I don't think the Harriet Park Ranger would like me cooking over a campfire. Thank goodness for Frank's special delivery from Cecil's Deli.
Double dog in
Oh
here.
my gosh, there are
Are
two.
double dog? So they're double dogs with fries, right from the Jewish kosher deli, Cecil's over here in St. Paul.
We're done fishing.
And we got chips, and we've got sodas. We got also some nice kosher pickles. You got to have one of those. They're individually wrapped. And potassium. We got some bananas, and we also have some nice desserts.
Hey, Perry, you hold the boat.
Smells good.
Don't scratch the crossover.
Chicago dogs, fries, and a Coke. It just doesn't get any better. As if Frank's City Fair isn't cool enough, the Jonathan Paddleford pulls up right next to us. Historic paddle boats, curbside delivery. This is why I fish the Mississippi River. This is Huck Finn type stuff. As we head back towards the landing for our last hurrah, I'd like to take a minute to talk about this Mercury 154-stroke outboard we have on the Lund crossover. Also, why it's such a great fit for this boat. It is the lightest, most dependable engine in its class. Its efficient 4-cylinder overhead cam design works less to produce more torque and horsepower, providing a quick hole shot to get skiers and tubers up on plane. Fishermen love the 154-stroke because it trolls down to slow speeds, And because there is no oil mixed in the gas, it burns cleaner. It's also designed to be fuel efficient, a big deal with gas prices the way they are. All around, it is a great package to fit your fishing and family's recreational needs.
Big fish. Willie, big
Yeah?
fish.
All right, here we go. Game on. We're screaming like little girls.
Come on.
Woohoo!
Come on, be there, baby.
Wow. All right, does it feel
Ready?
walleye-ish?
Ready? It kind of does. A catfish.
What a day.
Oh man, I thought I had a nice walleye.
It's still pretty good.
Oh yeah.
So we've got cats, we've got crappies, we've got walleyes, we've got sheep's head,
Smallmouth.
smallmouth, and it's all right here, right in the backyard. Don't forget it.
You know, there are fantastic fishing opportunities all across North America. Whether you fly to a far-off wilderness camp or stay close to home, no matter near or far, there's an adventure in every outing.
There he is. Aw.
Bill, I got you in, you get me in. We'll cross shoot Perry.
Look at
Perry,
their blue sparks.
look at that.
Shooting between the cameras.
This is how you cover a fishing show, people. Look at this. Bill's in there. I'm here. We got Perry Good, the smallmouth killer. Look at that.
That baby.
My baby is. This is not fair. Woo! Good shot, Perry.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.